everyone, welcome back to Introduction to Yoga. I'm Tracy and I'm here with Django. We're here to teach your class today and we're doing something a little different today. We are doing a chair yoga class. Django might not be doing it himself. He's going to demonstrate the relaxation poses for us throughout the practice. So you can see that I am on a kitchen chair and I've got a little pillow behind it just because it's a little bit big for me. But you can use any chair. If you've got an office chair, preferably one without arms, or if you can lower the arms or take them off, that would be really great for today's practice, but you can try to work around it as best you can. And if there are wheels on your office chair, if you can lock them, that would also be fabulous. Django. Or just make sure that you're on a carpet or a soft surface like a yoga mat, just so that you don't roll away, because we don't want you rolling away throughout the practice. That would not be good. Django, where's your ball? He's going to be distracting throughout the practice, I can tell. So we'll try to manage. All right, so making yourself nice and comfortable, perhaps closing the eyes. Let's start with 3 breaths. Inhaling the arms up. Reaching, feeling that breath fill you, and exhale, sigh it all out, letting everything go. And inhaling the arms up, and exhale, sigh it all out. And inhaling the arms up. And exhale, sigh it all out. Letting everything go, letting all of your worries and cares disappear. And just letting your hands rest in your lap, wherever it's comfortable. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice. So even though the practice is a little different, you can still set an intention. And if you don't have something in mind, I invite you to set the intention of asking for help or accepting help when help is offered to you. Sometimes we think that asking for help is a sign of weakness, but it really isn't. Because there are so many things that we do, and it's unrealistic for us to expect to be able to do them all on our own, all of the time. And oftentimes we offer to help other people, but we're not always accepting when other people offer help to us. So I invite you to be open to asking for help and saying yes to help when you need it, whether it be something like doing the dishes or a project or help with a crazy dog, or anything. Well, that's going to be annoying. And when you're ready, slowly opening the eyes. We'll start with a few shoulder rolls to get ourselves warmed up. Chair yoga can be really great if you have any mobility issues, any injuries, or if you just can't get away from your desk and you want to be able to do a few stretches. Any little bit that you can do for your well-being is always good. We don't always have hours every day to spend on ourselves, but anytime you can find just a little break for yourself, it all adds up and helps us in the long run. And returning to center. We'll do a few neck stretches, so just gently turning the head to the right. And returning to center, gently turning the head to the left. And being in the chair can help support us in sitting up nice and tall as well. And returning to center, gently looking towards the ground. And returning to center, gently looking up towards the sky. And returning to center, From here we'll do a few little side bends. So placing your right hand on the side of the chair, you can use that to help ground yourself. And then taking a little side bend with the left arm. Try to keep the chest open towards the sky. And again, the chair helps us sit up nice and tall so that we're not slumped over. So we're nice and supported by the chair. And these are all things that you can do at your desk as well. Turn that hand, let yourself grab the left side of the chair with your left arm, and then sweep the opposite arm up towards the sky. Trying to take full deep breaths, feeling a nice stretch along the side of the body here. And inhale, coming back up. This time we're going to take a hold of we're going to use our, it's going to be your right hand. So for me, it will be my left hand. And then extend the opposite arm up and over, taking a little side bend here. And inhaling, coming back up. Placing the left arm, just taking a hold of the leg, and then extending the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Just letting the hands return to normal. Let's inhale the arms up. And exhale, bringing the hands through heart center. I'm just letting the hands rest at heart center here for a second. We're going to slowly start to turn the palms towards the front of the room. So just to your own degree, wherever they land. If you can make them go parallel to the ground, that's great, but mine certainly don't. So it's a nice little stretch in the hands and the arms, forearms. And then coming back to center. And then we're going to turn the hands towards ourselves. So pointing the fingers towards the chest. So once again, mine are not going parallel. So just go to where you feel the stretch, where you can still maintain your breath. Always honor what feels good in your body. If anything doesn't feel good, don't do it. It's not the gym, it's not the time where we're saying no pain, no gain. Here we say no pain, no pain, so just do whatever feels good. So let's do that one more time. So bringing the fingers towards the front of the room. Returning to center, and then pointing the fingers towards the chest. And returning to center. Let's open the arms wide, feeling a nice stretch across the front of the chest. And exhale, crossing the right arm under the left, giving ourselves a nice little hug, perhaps a little squeeze. And inhale, opening the arms nice and wide, feeling a stretch across the front of the chest. And exhale, crossing the left arm under the right, giving ourselves a little hug. Jingo's running away. He says we're not paying enough attention to him. Let's inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, crossing the right arm under the left, giving yourself a little hug. And inhale, the arms wide. And exhale, crossing the left arm under the right. And opening the arms one more time. Letting the hands fall to your sides. Let's do a few little cat-cows here. So letting the hands rest on the legs. On the next inhale, we're going to arch the spine, shine the heart towards the sky. Feel nice and proud of yourself here. And exhale, rounding the spine, rounding the shoulders. And you can follow your own breath as you go back and forth through this movement. Returning to center. So from here we're going to cross, actually we're going to do a little partial sun salutation here. So not quite a full sun salutation obviously because we're sitting in the chair. So I'm just going to move slightly forward in my chair. And I'm going to inhale the arms up. And exhale, bringing the hands out in front of you. Slowly starting to reach towards the front of the room, feeling a nice stretch in the back here. And letting yourself come down over the legs. This is your forward fold. So it doesn't matter if your hands don't touch the ground. Mine are just kind of touching the fluffy carpet here. And inhale, placing the hands on the shins, shoulders down and away from the ears. And exhale, fold. From here we can do a few little neck stretches again. So just shaking the head, like you're shaking your head no. And then nodding the head yes. And then perhaps swaying the arms from side to side. Coming back to center, and then from here we're just going to trace our legs to roll all the way back up to a seated position, grounding down through all four corners of the feet, rolling the shoulders down and away from the ears. Crown of the head is up towards the sky, like our mountain pose, but we're sitting down here. And let's inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands into a cactus position. So from here we're going to bring those elbows in towards the back. Like we're making a little W with the hands here. And then reaching back up to our cactus arms. And then maybe extending the arms out long. And once again, bringing the arms back down to cactus. And then bringing those shoulder blades together. So this is something you can do at your desk to really help stretch. If it feels intense, don't work so hard. Returning to cactus arms, extending the arms out long, reaching. Exhale, bringing the arms back to cactus. And then bringing the shoulder blades together. Returning to cactus arms, extending the arms up. Reaching. Feeling how good it is to extend the arms up. And turning to cactus arms. And once again, bringing those shoulder blades in. And returning to cactus. And just letting the hands come down to your lap. So from here, we're going to turn sideways in the chair. So I'm going to, actually I should just turn this way. I should turn to my right. It's my left, but it's your right. So turning to the right. So from here, just make sure that both feet are on the ground. And then we're going to extend the leg in front towards the back. So you're supported by the chair here. If you want, you could. So this would be similar to our crescent pose, but we are fully supported by the chair here. And we're feeling a nice stretch in the hip flexor. So you can hang on to your chair, the seat of the chair, and we're going to extend that front arm up towards the sky. And then we're going to take a little side bend towards the back of the chair. But of course, if this is feeling too intense, you can certainly leave your hand on your hip. And then returning the arm back to your side. So from here, we're going to start to straighten that leg a little bit, and then pivot the foot so that we're in a squat position. So again, once again, you can still be sitting on your chair because the point is to be supported by the chair. But if you would like to take more of a stretch, you can always prop yourself off of the chair. But it's always there for you at any time that you need to be supported by that chair. It's okay to take the time to be supported by people around you, objects if needed. So from here, we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale, starting to bring the arms out in front, reaching, feeling a nice stretch in the back here. And exhaling, coming all the way down to a wide leg forward fold. Don't worry if your hands don't touch the ground. And gently rolling back up, placing the hands on the knees. So I'm just going to move forward in my chair a little bit here. And from here, we're going to start to bring the right shoulder in towards the center of the room. And then bringing it back, and then bringing the left shoulder in towards the front of the room. So it's a bit of a twist that you're getting here, and a stretch in the shoulder. And you can follow your breath as you do this. And then returning to center. So from here, we're going to bring ourselves to face the left side of the chair. And hopefully I don't mess it up because I am doing it the opposite way from you. And from here, we're going to extend the leg in front towards the back of the room. So like we're going into that crescent lunge, but once again, we're fully supported by the chair. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in the front of the hip flexor here. Those can be very tight from sitting. So let's extend the front arm up towards the sky. And you can take a hold of the seat of the chair with the opposite hand, and then taking a little side bend here. The nice thing about being in the chair is that we don't have to worry so much about balance. If we're feeling a little bit off or a little bit tired, you can even do it with your eyes closed in the chair, because hopefully you won't fall off. Be careful if you have wheels on your chair though. And then returning to center. And then from here we're going to pivot the feet, going back into that wide leg pose here. Bringing the hands to heart center. And then from here, we're going to bring the right, we're going to turn once again, so facing the right side of the chair. So we'll bring both feet together. And then extending the front leg back. But this time we're going to pivot the foot so that it's like our warrior two pose. So once again, we're supported by the chair here. But you can stand up if you choose. So it is like our warrior two pose. And you can leave your hands on your hips, or you can bring them out to the sides, looking off into the distance for warrior two. So this is where it would get quite tricky if you had the arms on the chairs. So it'd be great if you could take them off or use a chair that doesn't have them, or if they can push down. So from here, we're going to let that back arm drop to the back leg and extend the opposite hand up towards the sky for our reverse warrior. And inhale, coming back up. From here, we're going to bring that arm down to the front leg and extend the left arm up towards the sky. And then coming back into our warrior two. So from here, we're going to switch the feet so that we're pointing the back toes. Now are facing the left side of the yoga mat. Not yoga mat, sorry, the chair. Coming into our warrior two on the opposite side. Let's flip the palms up and flip the palms down just to make sure our shoulders are down and away from the ears. Letting that back arm drop towards the back leg and extending the right arm up towards the sky. And coming back into our warrior two, letting that elbow come down towards the leg and extending the left arm up towards the sky. So I'm not so worried about balance in these poses now that we have the chair there to support us, which is very nice. Coming back into warrior two, pivoting the feet so that we're coming into that squat pose. Once again, supported by our chair, letting the hands come back to center, letting the hands rest on the waist. I'm just going to move forward in the chair, and then letting the legs return together here. So from here, we're just going to make sure that we're a little more forward in the chair, and we're going to straighten the right leg. I have to do it opposite to you, so this is straightening the right leg. And then extending the arms up, taking a nice inhale in, and exhale, starting to reach towards that leg. So I can't touch my toes, and that's okay. We're just trying to feel a nice stretch in the hamstring here. Rolling up, straightening the right leg. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little ankle stretch here while we're here, because this is always something we can do while we're seated. So just rolling the ankle. Okay, and then gently returning the foot back to the ground. This time we're going to extend the left leg. So your toes should be flexed here, and your knee doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We don't want to be locked in the knee here. So inhaling the arms up, and exhale, reaching forward, letting the hands fall to the shin or the toes, wherever they reach. I just noticed that Django has left this little toy here for me. It's not a yoga prop. And gently rolling the hands back up the legs. And once again, we'll do some circles with that ankle. And letting both feet return to the ground. So from here, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. So this is our reclined pigeon, but we're not reclined. We're sitting up nice in the chair. So flexing the foot. And on the exhale, starting to lean forward towards that leg, feeling that stretch in the hip. Going to where it feels good for you and where you can still maintain full deep breaths. Oh, here on my foot. When you're ready, very gently returning to center. Let's uncross the legs. And this time we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. I've probably now done this backwards for you. I apologize. So flexing the foot. Taking a nice inhale in and exhaling very gently, lowering down towards that leg, just to your own degree. So if one side feels tighter than the other, I think it does for everyone. But we're trying to bring balance back to the body. So it might mean stretching the tight side just a little bit longer so that we can have equilibrium and balance in those hips. And that can be really important for our health of the knees and health of the lower back. When you're ready, starting to return to center. We're going to uncross the leg here. Maybe give the legs a little bit of a shake. And we're going to extend both legs out long this time. So just make sure you're not going to fall off of your chair here. So we're going to come into our forward fold like we're sitting down flat on the ground, but since we're up in the chair, Your legs may not be straight, and mine are not, so I have a nice little bend in my knees because this is for the back of the legs. So inhaling the arms up and exhaling, reaching towards the front of the room. Letting the hands rest on the shins or the toes, wherever they reach, it's okay. Maybe as you breathe, you go a little bit deeper into the stretch. But it's still about the journey in and out of the pose that matters. It's not about looking a certain way. It's always about accepting where you are on any given day. And let's slowly start to roll the hands up the legs, returning to center. I'm just going to bend my knees here, letting the feet ground to the floor. So from here, we're going to clasp the hands behind the back, starting to reach the chest towards the sky. So just to where you feel a stretch. You don't want to go too far into this if you're very tight in the shoulders like me. And gently releasing. Let's do a few little wrist rolls here, wrist stretches. Okay, and we're going to clasp the hands again, but this time we're going to try and clasp the hands with the opposite hand on top. So opposite to how you had it before. So you may have to fiddle around a bit, and it may feel wrong, but you're just trying to do it differently so that you're not always doing it the same way every time. Shining the heart towards the sky. And releasing, coming back to center. Let's cross the left arm, or the right leg over the left. I'm getting myself backwards again here. And then inhaling the arms up. And exhale, letting the hands come down. Letting the arms drop. Just feeling yourself, your upper body relax over the legs. Slowly rolling the hands back up on the legs, returning to center. This time crossing the opposite leg, so crossing the left leg over top. Making sure that you're nice and stable and secure in your chair. Inhaling, arms up. And exhale, reaching towards the front of the room. And letting the hands drop. Relaxing the upper body. Relaxing the shoulders and the neck. Slowly rolling the hands back up the legs, uncrossing the feet, grounding down through all four corners of the feet, feeling very connected. You might want to sit back in your chair so that your back is nice and secure back in the chair, and hopefully your feet still reach the ground. If they don't, that's okay. Giving the shoulders a little roll here, trying to make sure the shoulders are down and away from the ears. And the hands rest either at the sides or on the lap, wherever it feels comfortable for you. Letting the breath return to normal. Closing the eyes. So final resting pose looks a little different in chair yoga, but you're fully supported by your chair, and it's something you can do anywhere. Anytime you're sitting, just taking a second, a minute, taking the time that you need. To let your thoughts go as best you can. It is hard for us to completely empty the mind, but it's nice to let go of the to-do list and give ourselves a break. Giving ourselves a break from doing, from thinking about the next 5 things that we need to do, the next 10 places that we need to be. To just take a moment to be present in the present moment. And it can really help to focus on the breath. Focusing on taking full, deep breaths to help restore balance to our mind, body, and spirit. As we take the time for our mind, body, and spirit, we can start to feel a little more energetic. We can feel stronger, we can feel healthier. We can have the confidence to go about our day and to do things that we want to do. Letting go of fears, letting go of worries, letting go of past hurts, letting go of old anger, letting go of old resentments and grudges, and making way for new positive energy in our lives. feeling happier and joyous overall. So thank yourself anytime that you take the time for yourself and your mind, body, and spirit. Knowing that even a few minutes can have big impact. Knowing that those benefits are cumulative. And slowly starting to become aware of the room around you. Feeling aware of the chair beneath you. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. Perhaps wiggling fingers and toes. Bringing some gentle movement back to the body. And when you're ready, slowly opening the eyes. And we'll take one breath together to close our practice today. So inhaling the arms up. And exhaling, bringing the hands through heart center. The light in me honors the light in all of you and every soul. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the chair yoga practice today. We will see you again next week. Bye. Bye from Django.